Hi friends, this is Dr. Abdik Roy. I passed my DNB exam in the 2019 December session. It's been a year since I've posted anything. You can see by the frequency of my videos that I have been really busy. Passing your exit exam is only the start of your struggle and not the end of it, as you'll soon find out. So we have a very important topic on hand today. I've been requested by many of you guys to make a video on this. The topic is selecting your DNB college for DNB Orthopaedics, and these are based on my research when I was selecting a DNB institute for myself. There's a golden rule which I followed. Is government is the best, which is followed by trust hospitals and then your private and corporate hospitals. I prefer not taking up private or corporate hospitals. I would advise you not to take up corporate hospitals because they treat you as cheap labor, and there's not much to learn there. You do file work, and they'll go to the extent of making you floor doctors. This is the part which I hate about the DNB program, and there is no uniformity. On one hand, you have your government hospitals, which are as good as government medical colleges. On the other hand, you have corporate hospitals. They will treat you like a MO. So I just don't get it. So Maharashtra has best hands-on experience and fairly good academics. Delhi has the best academics, in my opinion, and fairly good hands-on. The institutes per se do not, help in your academics, but since it's in Delhi, so you get access to Delhi Orthopaedic Society, as well as your classes in St. Stephen's and your PG teaching courses in Maulana Azad Medical College, and your short-term observerships. You get that in Bombay as well, but I think Delhi has the best academics. So I've managed to get hold of my old diary where I had done all my research regarding the institutes which I wanted to join or I was interested in joining. These research are based on consulting different colleagues, seniors, friends, because you can't go and visit all the hospitals in Bombay, Delhi, your southern part of the India. I did visit a few hospitals in Delhi to find out more about their training and academics and different things like that. So we'll start off with Delhi, and we'll start with DDU, Deen Dayal Upadhyay. Hands down, it has the best hands-on experience. Then you have Sant Parmanand. You have good hands-on and very good exposure. You have all kinds of cases, arthroplasty, arthroscopy. St. Stephen's, you have Dr. Matthew Verghese. So the academics is excellent, which is really beneficial for your practical exam, and having regular classes. Then you have Northern Railway. Have fairly good hands-on and excellent exposure. You have loads and loads of spine cases and arthroplasty cases. Then you have Hindu Rao. If you can survive the politics of the place, then it's a good training institute. It's a medical college, so it has its perks. Then you have Baba Saheb Ambedkar. It's a medical college. Overall, it's a good institute. Then you have Gangaram Hospital. The exposure is really good. You can have different kinds of cases, and the academics is fairly good as well. But your hands-on experience is below average. You won't get much hands-on. Then you have Maharaj Agreshan Hospital. This is the institute I completed my training from. It has fairly good exposure. I mean, you have all kinds of cases: spine, arthroplasty, arthroscopy. The hands-on is, I would say, fair because you get hands-on in only one unit. So you try to be in that particular unit for a maximum amount of time. So next is Maharashtra and R.N. Cooper Hospital. It has got to be the best DNB training institute in orthopedic surgery. Both Bhabha institutes are quite good. KJ Sumaya again is a medical college and it has its perks. It has fairly good exposure and hands-on, I would say. Then you have Miraj. It's a remote town in Maharashtra run by a family of orthopods. The academics is very, very good. You learn the basics as well as the advanced skills quite well. I don't know much about the hands-on experience there, but overall I've heard it's a good institute. We'll come to South India and Ganga Hospital, Coimbatore. It has extremely good exposure, very hectic duties and challenging environment. If you can survive the place, then you come out as gem. The problem with South Indian Institute is that they pay really less and your NBE keeps on increasing the annual fees. I mean, more and more and more and more. So that becomes a problem. Then you have MIOT. Overall, the exposure in academics is good. You learn the basics as well as the advanced skill quite well. The hands-on is fair. Then you have Hostmat Bangalore. It's a very good institute. It's actually really good. So I would suggest you to take up the hospital if you have a chance. So another topic you guys requested was DNB versus D.Ortho, which to take up. Me being D.Ortho as well as DNB, I am the best person to talk to you about it. When I cracked my exam, NEET PG in 2015, I secured some 2700 rank. I know it's unbelievable right now, but back then in that rank you could get only D.Ortho. And since it was only orthopedics for me, I took up D.Ortho. You might ask, why did I not take up DNB? The simple answer is I did not appear for the exam because it used to be a different exam. Right now it has been bunched. All the exam has been bunched into one, which is a good thing as well as a bad thing. When I gave my exams, I only appeared for your NEET PG, AIMS and JIPMER. D.Ortho is a diploma course which is handed out by medical colleges. So since you'll be a part of a medical college and medical college has its own perks. Like you have regular classes, you have massive exposure to cases. D.Ortho historically was promoted for the upliftment of the rural areas to increase the number of specialists. So when you pass your D.Ortho exam, you were licensed to practice orthopedics. I mean, you can operate any cases, whatever you want, arthroplasty, arthroscopy, there's no restriction. From the day you pass your exam, you can operate. Having said that, the problem with D.Ortho is you won't get SRship or fellowship when you have a fair competition with your DNB and MS. SRship and fellowship is very hard to come by unless you have Jack. Then your DNB. DNB is a degree course which is handed out by very few medical colleges and mainly DNB training institutes. Safdarjung Medical College used to run their DNB program, and it used to be a hit. DNB is as good as MS, and fellowship and SRship is easier to come by. Having said that, the passing rate of DNB is very poor. It has drastically improved over the years, but it's nowhere near your MS and D.Ortho results. So if you can't pass your DNB exam, you're as good as a MBBS. You won't be allowed to operate, you won't be allowed to practice independently. Apprehensive over DNB is because of poor academics, non-existent internals, hostile externals during your exams, and very poor clinical exposure. Having said that, some institutes and medical colleges, as I've highlighted before, have very good exposure hands-on, and I'll go to the extent of saying that it is as good as a medical college. So if you can bag an institute like that, then passing and exposure and your clinical training won't be a problem. So best of luck to you, and if you need a answer from me whether to choose DNB or D.Ortho, I would say DNB, because when you pass your D.Ortho exam, you almost invariably have to give your DNB exam, and when you have a D.Ortho and DNB, it amounts to 5 years of your life. So I think DNB is a smarter choice.